they will speak of this day in whispers, a day when a youth of barely 20 stood against the might of the Zi family patriarch. In the crumbling halls of Flower Valley, Chu Feng's elite armament clashed with the jade-green Incomplete Royal Armament, shaking both earth and sky. Guests from distant regions murmured in disbelief. How could a rank 3 martial lord force a rank 6 into desperation? And yet, amid the chaos and falling palaces, Chu Feng's purpose burned clearer than any flame: to claim Zi Ling, no matter the cost. As the patriarch brandishes his priceless weapon, the tension tightens like a coiled serpent, and the question lingers over the blood-stained stones. Can even the most treasured armament tip the scales against a monster of youth and resolve? This is Recap, Martial God Asura, Chapter 813, 814, and the storm is far from over. Legends whispered that the heavens themselves trembled when the truly extraordinary walked among mortals. And now, in the sprawling courtyards of the Zi family, that legend seemed to manifest before everyone's eyes. Heavens above! Is that the patriarch of the Zi family? Gasped the onlookers, their voices quivering. And he's embroiled in such a fierce battle. But who dares to challenge him? A collective murmur ran through the crowd. Eyes widened as they glimpsed the youth standing against the seasoned martial lord. Impossible. He looks so young, another whispered. He must be barely 20, or even younger. And yet his power, it's monstrous. Indeed, the young warrior before them exuded an aura far beyond his apparent age. Chu Feng, barely a teenager in appearance, was already a rank 3 martial lord. And yet, he faced the patriarch, a rank 6 martial lord, with no trace of fear, his movements precise, his presence commanding. Shock rippled through the crowd, muttered words of monster, barely concealing their awe. Chu Feng could feel the weight of immense pressure bearing down on him, the crushing force of the patriarch's might. But he did not falter. With the piercing clarity of the heaven's eyes, with the acute detection only a cultivator of his rare talent could wield, and with flawless mastery over his martial techniques, he bridged the gap his cultivation left. The clash of power was titanic. Each strike, each movement, threatened to tear the heavens and earth apart. Who would prevail remained a mystery, even to those witnessing it. The patriarch's thoughts churned in disbelief. What kind of child is this? Such a sudden rise in power, and even his combat prowess, it's unnatural. Could he be a monster? His concern was not just for strength, but for face. Here he stood, a figure of prestige, forced into a drawn-out struggle with a rank 3 martial lord before a crowd of guests from across the realms. The humiliation gnawed at him. To falter before someone 3 ranks below was unthinkable, a blemish on his honor that could stain him for life. Observers could not contain their astonishment. Who is this prodigy? Where did he emerge from? Whispered one. He could rival Wu Qing, no surpass him. The murmurs swelled, names of famed geniuses in the Eastern Sea region tossed around, yet all fell short of explaining the boy's strength. Even Murong Shun, heralded as the #1 genius, would pale in comparison. Every strike Chu Feng unleashed confirmed his status as an unparalleled talent, a figure destined for greatness. Then, a voice broke the murmuring tide. His name, it is Chu Feng, and he comes for Zi Ling. He seeks to take her. Gasps erupted across the gathering, a rank 3 martial lord, young and audacious, openly challenging not only the Zi family, but the beloved of Murong Shun, a figure whose wrath could engulf empires. The audacity was unparalleled. Chu Feng did not conceal himself any longer. His voice rang through the courtyard, steady and resolute. People of the Zi family, hear me. I, Chu Feng, have come to take Zi Ling. None who oppose me shall survive. His declaration was fearless, each word carrying the weight of inevitability. Failure was not an option. To falter now would imperil the woman he sought to protect. And the patriarch could do nothing but meet him head-on. With a flash, both warriors summoned their elite armaments, the sky itself trembling under the might that erupted from their clash. Palaces shook, stones splintered. Even the protective shields of the Zi family quivered under the unleashed torrents of power. Death and destruction danced through the courtyards as Chu Feng advanced relentlessly, each strike a testament to his unmatched skill and ruthless intent. The crowd watched in horror and awe. Such ferocity, he would dare attack the Zi family directly? Truly, he means to claim Zi Ling and strike terror into all of us. Some whispered, while others feared for the patriarch himself. The patriarch's pride could endure no longer. "You insolent brat! I tolerated your ignorance before, but now you spill the blood of my kin. Today, I will end you myself." With fury and desperation, he called forth his ultimate trump. A jade-green longsword materialized in his grasp, its aura singing of millennia of refinement and ruthless energy. "This, an incomplete royal armament," the crowd gasped. The artifact radiated a power few could hope to wield. Even peak martial lords would envy such a weapon. And now, the patriarch, a rank 6 martial lord, held one as if born to command it. The jade glow seemed to consume the air, a stark reminder of the chasm between mortal ambition and divine inheritance. "Foolish boy," spat the patriarch, his eyes aflame. "This incomplete royal armament dwarfs your puny elite armament. Witness its power and despair." He swung the jade blade, its brilliance scorching the courtyard, demanding awe, respect, and fear. The crowd's eyes shone with terror and reverence alike. But Chu Feng? He merely smiled, a cold, unflinching smile that ignited the patriarch's rage. "What is this? Laughter?" he bellowed, his pride wounded by the boy's insolence. Chu Feng's calm defiance, his unshakable presence in the face of overwhelming power, spoke volumes. Stepping forward, Chu Feng's voice echoed with quiet authority, cutting through the uproar of the crowd. "I laugh at you," he said, each syllable deliberate, measured. "I laugh at you, a frog in a well, inexperienced in the vastness of this world." And in that moment, the heavens seemed to pause, watching the dance of youth against legacy, of audacity against authority. Here, in this courtyard, the tale of Chu Feng and the patriarch of the Zi family would be whispered for generations, a story of courage, skill, and unyielding spirit, of a boy who dared challenge fate itself. The air trembled with tension, as though the heavens themselves were holding their breath. "Arrogant whelp, you dare to call me inexperienced? The salt I've tasted outweighs the rice you've swallowed. The bridges I've crossed are more numerous than the roads you've wandered." The patriarch's fury burned like a raging fire. His plan had been simple: flaunt his incomplete royal armament before Chu Feng, assert his dominance, and leave the boy trembling in awe. But instead, he was met with disdain. With a sneer that cut like a blade, Chu Feng dismissed him, mocking both his pride and his weapon. That single, icy gesture snapped the last thread of patience the patriarch had left. His face twisted, veins bulging as his temper roared to life. "An incomplete royal armament? And you call it the strongest weapon? Pray, where would you place the true royal armaments then? Does your ignorance blind you? Your inexperience?" Chu Feng's eyes bore into him, sharp and unyielding, as if seeing through the man's very soul. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. "He's right. Incomplete royal armaments may be potent, but they are mere shadows of the true royal armaments. Confronted by a genuine one, all these imitations vanish into nothingness." The whispers grew louder, confirming Chu Feng's words. The patriarch's face darkened further, the twitch of his mouth betraying a fury he could not fully conceal. "What do you know? Royal armaments are rare in the Eastern Sea region. Their power? It is beyond the comprehension of someone like you. For a boy like you, even an incomplete royal armament could obliterate you." His voice was cold, but beneath it lay a tempest of urgency. With a flourish, the weapon in his grasp gleamed, ready to strike, promising death with a single motion. Yet, in the pit of his heart, the patriarch acknowledged a bitter truth. He had underestimated this boy from the distant 9 provinces. A child he once thought trivial now posed a threat he could not ignore. This was a foe who, if left alive, could become a thorn in his side, a whirlwind of chaos he could not control. Whoosh! The air screamed as the patriarch swung his incomplete royal armament. Martial energy surged, drawn from the very essence of the surroundings. It coalesced into a jagged sword of pure power. Frost spiraled into existence along its path, freezing earth and air alike. Every blade of grass perished beneath its sweep, and even the void seemed to shiver in its wake. The weapon's might was undeniable, overwhelming all who dared to stand before it. Xianxia and Zi Ling's parents gasped, their breaths shallow, hearts hammering as cold sweat beaded their foreheads. The tension was palpable. Even their hope wavered under such force. Zi Ling's delicate brows knit in worry, her hand gripping a dagger with trembling resolve. She had intended to intervene, to stake her life for Chu Feng, but the boy's fearless gaze halted her. She knew he had a plan, though she could not yet discern it. The patriarch's assault was monstrous, a tempest in human form. Zi Ling whispered under her breath, barely audible, "Chu Feng, how powerful have you become?" Her faith in him remained steadfast, but the world around them seemed certain that death hovered over the boy. Chu Feng, however, was unshaken. A faint, derisive smile tugged at his lips. He had predicted this moment. The confrontation had reached its apex. The patriarch's pride, his power, all of it was about to meet the true might of a royal armament. "I said you were ignorant, yet you refused to see it. Fine. Today, I shall broaden your horizon. I will show you what a true royal armament can do." His voice carried authority, calm yet resonant, echoing across the valley. With a subtle motion of his palm, a silver spear materialized, gleaming like a shard of moonlight. Its arrival was heralded by a roar that shook the skies and cracked the earth beneath their feet. Winds lashed out, and every living being was thrown off balance, some tumbling helplessly. Even the patriarch's feet slid on the stone floor, his incomplete royal armament trembling violently in his grip. The sound was unlike anything mortal ears had heard. A draconic bellow, fierce and commanding, tore through the heavens. The silver dragon spear had awakened, its presence reshaping the very atmosphere. Darkness swallowed the sun and moon, stars dimmed, and thick clouds rolled across the sky, slithering with black lightning. Chu Feng alone remained steady, suspended in the air, a solitary figure amidst the storm. His long hair and robes fluttered like banners of war. In his grasp, the spear radiated authority, a king amidst mortals, untouchable and absolute. Heavens, this power, how is it so terrifying? The crowd shuddered in disbelief. Even seasoned warriors, familiar with countless battles, could not contain their astonishment. The aura was sovereign, incomprehensible. It cannot be mistaken. That is a royal armament. One by one, the whispers of recognition spread. Only a royal armament could emit such unparalleled dominance, such a ruler's presence. The patriarch himself staggered backward, awe and fear chaining his limbs. He, the wielder of an incomplete royal armament, felt its impotence as Chu Feng's weapon throbbed with unstoppable energy. He was no longer predator, only prey. "It's a royal armament, there is no doubt," voices erupted. The affirmation was unanimous, yet disbelief still lingered among the uninitiated. Until a white-haired elder, a rank 5 martial lord with eyes that glittered like stars, stepped forward, his tone heavy with revelation. "I know him. I know Chu Feng. He is the prodigy who shook the entire Eastern Sea region, the one who captured 6,000 martial markings atop Misty Peak, the monster who brought the son of the second immortal in Depraved Ravine to ruin." Wu Qing. The words settled over the valley like a thunderclap. Silence followed, broken only by the raging storm of a royal armament's might. As legends were no longer mere tales, they walked among them, embodied in the fearless figure of Chu Feng.